After radio silence for what seems like an eternity, evidence has come to light pertaining to the release of Moonlight Blade in the West. If you're not already in the loop, allow me to give you a quick rundown of what the game is. Moonlight Blade is a wuxia-themed action MMORPG with just absolutely gorgeous graphics and combat comparable to something like Blade and Soul. Moonlight Blade was originally released in China back in July of 2015 by Tencent, one of China's largest gaming developers. It was met with quite the reception, with WIGGY and I logging in around mid-2017 and seeing the starter areas housing, and I'm not even exaggerating here, hundreds of new players at any given time. But then that is to be expected. The population of China is well over 1.4 billion. Now, to put that into context, North America has a population of over 580 million. Europe has a population of over 740 million. Tallied together, North America and Europe combined have a total population of a little over 1.3 billion. So China alone has a population larger than both North America and Europe combined. Add on to that there are more gamers in Asian countries than in Western countries, and, well, you can imagine why so many players are online at any given time. And while I'm sure Moonlight Blade will have a following when it comes over to both North America and some of Europe, I can guarantee the player base is going to be quite niche. And if you didn't really pick up on my pointing out some of Europe earlier, though, allow me to elaborate a little. Moonlight Blade is being released in the West by Nexon. Nexon is widely known for IP blocking a lot of countries, such as the majority of Southeast Asia, Russia, Germany, Ukraine, and various other European countries. I'm aware that is because Nexon is required to purchase distribution and operating and publishing licenses in those countries specifically, but you can be certain that a lot of the world is going to be IP blocked from playing Moonlight Blade. If you're IP blocked from playing Vindictus, Maple Story, Riders of Icarus, or any of their other games, unfortunately, you will not be able to play this either. Now, back on January 7th, 2017, I did a very poor, admittedly in retrospect, video detailing how Nexon had gained publishing rights for Moonlight Blade.
Hello everybody! Today I'd like to talk to you all about an upcoming Chinese MMORPG called Moonlight Blade. Now, Moonlight Blade was officially released in China in 2016, and as such, us folk in the West held out a little hope that one day it'd reach our shores,
and that we could expect information in the near future regarding its release. Then, we got over a year and a half of complete silence on the issue. However, in Nexon's recent financial report to their investors, they outlined their activities and plans for the future. Listed for games in North America were games like Maple Story M, Overhit, Axe, Magia, Final Fantasy XI Mobile, and Moonlight Blade. While several of those games already have confirmed release dates, Moonlight Blade does not. What we can definitely be certain of, though, is that Nexon is still at work localizing the game for a Western release. And with how large the game is, and trust me here, the game is absolutely huge, both in actual scale and in terms of how much text there is to translate, I can understand why it's taking them so long. Well, that and the fact that the vast majority of Nexon's overall revenue comes from both China and Korea, so, we're not as big a deal over here. Nor are we as large a necessity to release in. Now, I know what some of you are going to say, so I've taken the time to preemptively answer some of your questions. Nexon, ew, it's gonna go pay to win. Yes, that is completely plausible, but be glad Gameforge or My.com didn't get their hands on this because they ruined the MMORPGs they got recently, and I am honestly a little relieved to see that Nexon actually ended up getting Moonlight Blade. They are, after all, the lesser of two evils. The graphics look so dated now. Black Desert Online looks like so much better. True, Black Desert does look better, especially with its remaster. However, for a niche, realistic wuxia MMORPG, I dare you to find a better looking one. Why are they publishing a Power Rangers game? LOL. I honestly don't know. I've never played a Power Rangers game, honestly, and I don't even know what the appeal of a Power Rangers game is, let alone why they're publishing the Power Rangers game in the West. Sorry. You know what? The combat looks a little slow compared to some games. It is. The combat, although similar to Blade and Soul, requires a little more thinking and a little less head smashing on keyboarding. It's gonna be 2020 before we get the game. Very possible. With the scale of the game and the sheer amount of effort required to actually translate it, it's a very probable possibility. Why, STIX, you are so very handsome. Oh, why, thank you. And, there are probably dozens of other questions you guys have, but those are what I believe are the most important ones, and, I'm taking the time here to answer them, like I said, preemptively. Now, what are my overall thoughts on this? I loved Moonlight Blade when I played it. I love the wuxia theme, both in movies and in TV series, you know, and even in video games. Some of my favorite movies of all time include things like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Iron Monkey. And even though Into the Badlands, which is, you know, a TV series done by AMC, is super cringy, I cannot get over how beautiful the movements and action are in that show. So with that being said, I'm sure you can imagine how disappointed I was with Revelation Online, yet even so, I have hope that Nexon might pull through with this one. I am aware of their history with pay to win, but if they can successfully pull off MapleStory 2 without it plaguing the game, which they have promised me personally through email that they would, then I can personally get behind it. Moonlight Blade, that is. I feel like it's still a ways off though, but that is more than okay. We have a lot of potentially good MMORPGs on the horizon, and adding Moonlight Blade to that list is far from a bad thing. So overall, I am excited but skeptical, like always. And of course, this is my personal opinion on it, and in no way, you know, factual based. At least, you know, everything after I said what my overall thoughts were on this. Everything prior to that were, you know, completely factual. I did the research. Now, what do you think? Are you excited for Moonlight Blade? When do you think it's going to release? What are you going to be playing when it does? Will you be IP blocked because you're not in a tier 1 region? Anyway, that's it for me, guys. I'll make sure to keep you all updated with anything new Moonlight Blade related. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace. Thank you for watching my Moonlight Blade video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing to my channel over here, checking out another video, or following me on Twitter at ByteStix to just chat or hang out.